All right. All right. Let's first talk about ContraPoints going on Hillary Clinton's show. Because this is so interesting. It is so funny to see. This is from Zay Squirrel, this funny Twitter account. I don't know what they are. They're basically Marxists, but they posted this.
I'm really looking forward to meeting Natalie, aka ContraPoints. The internet can be a real breeding ground for hate and disinformation. But with the help of her boundless empathy and her master's in philosophy, she's helped people question their extremist beliefs.
Who do you people think I am? I'm a socially conscious YouTube entertainer, not transsexual Gandhi.
She uses costumes and accents and theatrical props to make those points. And I think that is important because not everybody responds to a logical argument. You sometimes have to try different approaches to open people's eyes, ears, and hearts.
Hello,
To war.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. Yes. More of a hugger.
How long have you lived in this fabulous house?
Since September, the second I walked in, I saw this staircase. I was like, I want a camera facing that.
I'm looking around. I'm seeing fabulous clothes and hats.
You have to grab people's attention and then hold it. Especially on YouTube, you're competing with cat videos. And
My mother does love a good cat video.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
Why? I mean, I want to know. Tell me in the chat. Were you surprised when you saw this? Were you surprised to see, ContraPoints who touts herself as a huge leftist, or even a socialist, being friendly and chatting it up, joking around with Hillary Clinton? Because I wasn't surprised. I saw the Vanguard, which is a show on YouTube, saying that they were super surprised to see this, and they think that ContraPoints' intentions are good, and they're just trying to raise awareness for trans issues by talking to someone powerful like Hillary Clinton. Which I don't even know why you would want someone like Hillary Clinton to endorse you or endorse your community, or why you would want her support. Hillary Clinton wasn't, was against gay marriage until super late in the game, until like 2008, when it became overwhelmingly popular and there were demands, mass demands from gay people for their rights. And then she finally switched, which I actually have a video of. But first I want to show, everyone called the Gray Zone guys conspiracy theorists for showing this, when Abigail Thorne was working with a NGO-ish type group called Valent, which was connected to the UK's Royal Institution. And everybody called the Gray Zone conspiracy theorists for this. And not everybody, but, tons of leftists, because they, are attached to Philosophy Tube and ContraPoints and their content. That's not to say they haven't made good content before, or de-radicalizing content or whatever. But, that's very sketchy that they were taking money, or that Abigail Thorne was working together with this group and taking money from this group connected to the Royal Institution. That's something like we were talking about this in the Midwestern Marx Discord when it happened, because even a lot of our followers were saying the Gray Zone were being conspiracy theorists or whatever. And I was like, y'all, if Midwestern Marx started working with some kind of group and taking money from some group connected to the U.S. State Department, or, connected to the UK's Royal Institution or whatever, you guys should be really skeptical of that. You guys should be worried about that. You guys should be like, well, what the hell, Midwestern Marx? Why are you taking money from this State Department group? But so many people wanted to give BreadTube a free pass, and now they're working hand in hand with Hillary Clinton. And it's like, why are people surprised? And again, I don't even know why you would want Hillary Clinton to support
World Trade Center was attacked, and all those people were killed, and the Pentagon was attacked. Any president would have reacted.
Right.
They reacted in a very forthright way for 3 months. They went after Afghanistan. They began to use our international cooperation with the Germans and others to try to track down Al-Qaeda. Then came the State of the Union address, the president made his first big strategic decision. He said, we're going after this axis of evil. We're going to start off with Iraq. Was that a decision you're comfortable with, or do you think we still should have stuck to our guns and going after Osama bin Laden and tracked down the killers?
Well, Chris, I think we can do more than one thing at a time.
Well, what should we have given precedence to?
Well, I think that the idea, as I understand and have studied this with the administration, is that they believed that they were on the road to routing al-Qaeda. We now, unfortunately, know that it's likely bin Laden is still alive. And as that sends a signal to not only the al-Qaeda network, but wannabe terrorists around the world that, we haven't gotten them. So the job is not done. The attempted linkage between Iraq and what happened to us on September 11th has never been proven, but there is a very strong argument that any rogue state, particularly one headed by a person of such megalomania and a history of gross miscalculation like Saddam Hussein, in this new world where you've got organized terrorists with money and means and global reach, who could therefore get access to weapons of mass destruction, means that we have to put some attention there. I don't think it can be either or. Now, I voted for the Iraqi resolution, and it was a very difficult vote for me.
Why don't you, that's great. Okay, we're going to do with this. Okay, I get the message. We got the message. It's something we try to do here. Is here for get in line and ask some questions. Let me ask you this about some domestic issues in New York State. This state's always the social beginnings of so much of this country. People come here, a lot of immigrants. The New York Times recently began posting the celebrations of gay unions, not just straight people getting married, but gay people who want to announce their unions. Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay. Would you, let's talk about it. I'm going to run through these, and then we're going to this kid right here. Would you apply an abortion litmus test when reviewing judicial nominees, especially the Supreme Court? Would you insist that a person be pro-choice before you accepted them?
I would insist that a person follow the judicial precedent, and I believe that Roe v. Wade was an appropriately decided decision, and that would play a role in my
And if somebody stood
choices.
up there like Bork or someone else or Scalia and said, I think that should be reviewed, you would say?
I would say, it depends upon the person's record, but if they had a record of what I consider kind of a radical, non-mainstream judicial philosophy, I don't think that that's appropriate. I think we need to have judges who follow precedent.
Would you filibuster a nominee who was pro-life?
No, it would depend upon who the nominee was. And there, remember Mario Cuomo, who was at one time considered for the Supreme Court.
So when people say that ContraPoints is just trying to raise awareness for LGBTQ issues by meeting with Hillary Clinton, I think we're forgetting a little bit who Hillary Clinton is. Someone who fought against, LGBTQ communities. And somebody who's fought for war every step of the way. I mean, she was an evil, murderous war criminal of a person before she, directly, personally oversaw the devastation and the overthrow of Libya, which brought slavery back to Libya and brought them from one of the most prosperous countries in all of Africa down to this country racked by civil war, where they're still just fighting, in the power vacuum that was left by NATO. The Cobra Commander says the OG Karen. Hillary Clinton is the final boss, Karen. Like when you finally get through all of the Karens, you meet Hillary, and she threatens to call the manager on you, and the manager is literally NATO, and they literally bomb you and kill you. She has NATO on speed dial. Proto Karen. Yes, agreed. What was I gonna say? Somebody said Peta Bio said OMG. Yeah, I mean, I think that was at the part where she said she was against gay marriage. I mean, Obama and freaking Biden and Hillary Clinton and all these Democrats were against gay marriage. I remember it in my lifetime, you young kids. I'm a 25-year-old man, old man. And I remember when these Democrats were against gay marriage, all of them. you can look up Obama and Biden both giving speeches against gay marriage. Here we go.
The president used his radio address yesterday and tomorrow in the Rose Garden to talk about a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage.
And we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that. Nobody's violated that law. There's been no challenge to that law. Why do we need a constitutional amendment? Marriage is between a man and a woman. What's the game going on here?
Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage. We do not support that.
Well, I think the country's evolving, and I think there's a.
So I'm showing all these to show that, these politicians like Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Biden, these horrible war criminals, these perpetrators of things like the war on drugs, prop up the military-industrial complex and the prison-industrial complex and, the medical-industrial complex, all their corporate donors. They're not, pro-LGBTQ because they think it's the right thing to do, because they care about people's choices and people's civil rights, and protecting, allowing people to live the way they want to live as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. They support these things because of the giant corporate LGBTQ lobbies, because corporations have embraced this now, and the CIA and other institutions of imperialism have realized they can woke wash their imperialism and, even use U.S. social views or Western social views as reason for imperialism. We need to go into this place. They don't have the same, social views as us. That's why these people like Obama, Biden, and Clinton embrace LGBTQ now. When in reality, they were against it and they fought it every step of the way until gay people started getting in the streets and demanding their rights, and it became overwhelmingly popular.
Now, with respect to the issue of whether gays and lesbians should be able to get married, I've spoken about this recently. As I've said, my feelings about this are constantly evolving. I struggle with this. I have friends. I have people who work for me who are in powerful, strong, long-lasting gay or lesbian unions. And they are extraordinary people. And this is something that means a lot to them and they care deeply about. At this point, what I've said is that my baseline is a strong civil union that provides them the protections and the legal rights that married couples have. And I think.
So now in 2010, you see it starts to change. As gay marriage is becoming more popular with Americans, Obama's like, well, now that I think about it, I do have a few gay friends, and they're not bad people, so maybe we should let them get married. Sorry for fighting against it for years and years and years, and putting out this idea that marriage is between a man and a woman only. Even though marriage is a societal institution, and so we can really decide who marriage is between. Insane. Yeah, interesting. I didn't expect this conversation about ContraPoints to lead there. But yeah, the Democrats do not care about you. And honestly, neither do rich YouTubers promoting people like Hillary Clinton. I hate to say it. Sorry if you're a ContraPoints Philosophy 2 fan.